historical fiction, and I like to read nonfiction too. I like reading history a lot and science, and so nonfiction and fiction. I like reading both kinds.
So who are some authors who have inspired you?
That is an excellent question. Wow, I would say I've been inspired by pretty much all the authors I've read because, especially in my when I was very young, when I thought, well, these authors can do it as far as writing goes, why couldn't I? And I could write, and I found myself getting better as a writer. I would do it every day, and with that practice, I think practice makes perfect, and I'm not saying I'm perfect, but it definitely helped. So I would say that some of the authors who have been really helpful to me would be, let's see, C.S. Lewis, J.R. Tolkien, J.K. Rowling were probably my first three favorites. So those writers have been very inspirational.
How many books have you read?
How many books have I written? Well, I have written over 400 short stories, but not all of them are published. As far as published goes, then you can take a look at the books. So if you see there, Flying Fingers, Young in Disguise isn't quite published yet. It's an advanced copy, and Dancing Fingers is published. So Flying Fingers and Dancing Fingers are my two books that are published, and then Young in Disguise will be published soon.
Do you write every single day?
Yes, I write pretty much every single day. Yes. And I write in many different types, actually. I write on my blog sometimes. I write for an education blog. I might write a story or a poem. So there are lots of different types of writing I do.
Do you keep a writer's notebook or like a writing journal, and do you carry it with you?
I do keep a writer's notebook, although sometimes, since it is a little large to fit in my pocket, I don't always carry it with me. My mom will usually bring paper with her, and that way if I get a really inspirational idea, I can write it down. Like for instance, one time I was going on a walk with my family, and then I saw this little weeping willow tree, and I just got an idea for my poem, The Weeping Willow, and I had to write it down. So that really helped. Yeah, definitely having either a writer's notebook on you or having your parents carry around some paper if they don't mind can be really, really handy when you just get an idea like that.
She's talking about that. She started writing when she was 4. What was your question you had? Get it written down? Ooh, yeah, that's a great question. Ask that one.
How hard is it to make one book?
How hard is it to make one book? That is a good question. I don't think there's really a way to measure it. I know that Flying Fingers was a little bit difficult because the editing process, it's hard to edit your stories because you really love them kind of, and you don't want to cut out parts that you think are really cool, but you have to do that sometimes if it doesn't help the story, and so I think that was kind of difficult. But other than that, Flying Fingers is pretty easy. Now with Dancing Fingers is another issue because we had to get all the poems together in one book, and that was kind of difficult. But and then Young in Disguise, I would say, is probably the hardest of the lot. It seems as I publish new books, they keep on getting harder or something, because Young in Disguise, I'm now on its 16th edit.
So when you say 16th edit, do you mean that your story has gone through 16 different versions before it's ready? How long did that take?
Well, let's see. I wrote it when I was 8, and I'm now 11, so a long time. But that's it probably would have taken a shorter amount of time, except that I was working on Dancing Fingers kind of at the same time and doing presentations and stuff, so definitely it did get kind of delayed and pulled out over a longer period of time, and also I was kind of a perfectionist, and we just always kept on doing another edit and another edit and another edit, and there was every time I did a real content edit, then there would be a proofreading issue, and every time I did a proofreading issue, then there would be a content, so it just kind of sparked more, and now I'm on my absolutely last, and I'm not going to do another one, and it's just proofreading as well. So. One last question. Oh, I'm sorry.
What are your future goals? What do you want to do next?
What are my future goals? Well, I would say that I would like to continue teaching. I want to become a full-time teacher when I grow up. I would also like to do more writing, continue publishing books, and yeah, working in education, possibly journalism as well.
Well, we really appreciate your time. Can we give her a warm Kentucky thank you?
Oh, thank you very much. Now, I would give you a warm Washingtonian thank you, except that it's more likely to involve rain and 40-degree weather than anything else. But I would like to give you a round of applause, hopefully without bringing any rain, because I live in an area that's pretty famous for being rainy. And for your wonderful behavior, and I'm really impressed. I know that it can be hard to sit still that long, and so thank you very much for sitting still and contributing your ideas. So thank you.
Thank you very much.